Hey guys, it's Jeffrey. You are actually joining me on the eve of my birthday. I'm turned 27 tomorrow, which I have mixed feelings about. No, I'm just kidding. It's a blessing. But I am super excited to share with you the first DIY video here on my blog. First and foremost, before I go any further, thank you so much for all the love and support. Even if it's not something that if this is the first time you're tuning in, just thank you for looking at what I have to offer. Hopefully you feel inspired. My goal with this is just to get you out of your comfort zone, to try new things. My message has been and will always be the same. If you truly like something, who cares what anyone else thinks? It's your home. Home is what you should make it. Homes are for free expression, not for great impressions, although I do like making a statement too. So today on the blog, I'm actually going to be teaching you all how to do this artwork that you may have seen in my blog post. It's in my master bathroom. It was in the master bathroom in my previous house as well, but it's budget-friendly project. It's under $10, and I kind of came up with the idea. I couldn't find anything that I liked for the artwork in this space, and so I kind of came up with this idea, and it turned out to be under $10, which who doesn't love that? So without further ado, we will get started. If you're wondering what we're creating today on the blog, it is these 4 pieces of artwork. They also make a great gift, which is why I definitely wanted to feature this around the holiday time. I think this is a beautiful just display. What's really cool about these is that they are maps, and it's a map of everywhere that myself and my partner have lived and in the past 5 years, and so it's just really special. There's a map of where we're from originally, where we lived before this, where we live now, and then kind of where we're trying to move to. So definitely something that's very sentimental and something that means a lot to us. The first thing that you're gonna need is gonna be these frames. These actually came from the Dollar Tree. They're certificate frames. I don't know the exact dimensions of these. I thought they would say it on here, but it doesn't. So I purchased 4. If you wanted to do more artwork, obviously you could do that, but these are only $1, so I think that they're a great find. The only tip here is just be sure that they are sturdy. Some of these I found, because I've done this project a couple of times, some of them are a little broken on the edges, but these are all sturdy. So just a little tip there to make sure that you grab some that are gonna be durable for this project. The next item you're gonna need is gonna be cotton balls. I didn't even have to purchase these because I have them here, so I'm just gonna swoop those right up really quick and take those with me. The next thing that you'll need to make these maps look old, or old-ish anyway, is gonna be this paint. This is actually 97 cents at Walmart, although you can buy any kind of paint. For the original maps, I did use a wax paint, but I've used this as well, and this is actually cheaper, so to make it as budget friendly as possible, I would suggest this. The last thing that you're gonna need for this project is going to be a map. Now, you can do this one or two ways. If you wanna go a little bit sentimental with this project, which I kinda like that you do when we're talking about the idea of creating home and building home. Home is something special to you, and it means something, it's personal. So I would like to suggest that you use a map that is sentimental. However, you don't have to. I always pick up maps from different areas that I'm traveling. So anytime I go to a welcome center or something, especially when I'm going back home, I will grab a map. There's so many uses for them. And the ones that you need to use, the one I'm using today is actually not necessarily the best one to use for this project, but you want to use those real rough paper ones. This one's more of like a very shiny paper, so I don't know how it's going to take to the paint, but the preferred ones are going to be those really like pretty map-like paper. You can get them at rest stops. That's the one I actually use for the artwork that I have in my restaurant or in my bathroom now. But I do suggest that you look for those. Anytime that you're out and about, grab a map. They're great for projects. You will also need these 2 items. So some scissors to cut out the map and a pen to stencil it out to make sure that you're cutting the appropriate size. And then let's be real, with projects like this, it's always best to accompany it with some wine. I love to have a little sip when I am doing projects, because that is your woosah time. Just gonna give this a little pour. Literally last thing that I forgot to mention too was if you're doing this inside, which you probably will be, don't forget to protect your table or whatever surface you're using. I actually have still some moving boxes, so I tore off the sides of the boxes. And I'm gonna use those since I'm doing this on my table. Now we've got all of our supplies, so we can officially get started with this project. Okay, so now that we have all our supplies, obviously the first thing that we're gonna do is open up our frame. I'm gonna only do one of these, one of the 4, because I think they're all done the same way. But that way you guys can really see like what my technique is here. You see that I have my trusty aid here to help me. And the important thing with any project is remember to have fun. Remember to enjoy yourself. Don't get stressed out about it. Not all projects are gonna turn out necessarily the way that you want them to. The projects that I've done, to be honest, it's 50-50. Some of them turn out really good. Some of them turn out not so good, but you learn from them and you get better. These frames are very flimsy. Actually, the back of this one of the little things just broke off, so just kind of make a note of that. But what we're gonna do is we are going to open up our map, and then we're gonna trace whatever portion of the map that we wanna use to this backing to make sure that we get the proper cutout for our picture. Once that is done, once you've traced everything out, now you're good to start cutting. This is when it gets kind of fun. It's kind of like being an adult, you do some art projects, like, I don't know. Again, have fun with it. I usually, when I'm doing this, like to put on a movie or a show. If you guys are into any good Netflix shows, let me know. I'm really into Dead to Me right now. I've been into that for a couple of years, and I've rewatched it. I'm actually rewatching it again. Christina Applegate is just so funny, but I think it has the perfect mix of like drama with comedy, and it's kind of like a dark comedy. I don't know, very entertaining. But you guys let me know what you're watching. But yeah, that's typically what I'll do when I'm doing these kind of projects. This should be your woosah time. This should be when you're like really enjoying yourself. Again, drink a glass of wine, eat some snacks. You guys can't see, but I've got some Brussels sprouts over there that I'm munching on. But now I've got the map cut out, the portion I'm going to use. I just kind of use the central part of the city, so the central part of Rainsville here. But if there's a certain portion of the city based on like what the value or the sentimental memory is of whatever you're using, then I encourage you to like make sure that that's kind of the focal point of the piece of art. Now we are ready for the painting. And this is just kind of a hit or miss thing. So you kind of have to just start off slow, be very gentle with it. I've done this both ways. So I've done this where you put the paint in like a styrofoam bowl or something. I think for this, just because I don't know that this paper is gonna work, I'm gonna just put a little bit on the cotton ball, just like a little bitty bit. This is probably honestly too much. And then you're not gonna need a lot, no matter what kind of paint you have or what kind of paper you use. And then you're just gonna kind of like just start rubbing it in. And I can already tell I'm not gonna be as satisfied with this technique, or with this paper rather, just because of the way that it's going on. But start off with little amounts and then start rubbing it in. This is what we've got currently. It does look like I need to add another coat, and this may be okay with you. And it doesn't look bad. I just want to add some more to some of these other areas, and then up here, like you can kind of tell that I need to add some more as well. So I'm probably gonna put one more coat on, and I think that will be enough. We'll let that dry, and then we'll put it in the frame to see how everything turns out. Okay, so I'm getting ready to apply the second coat of paint. Again, delicate little dollops of paint. And we're just gonna kind of touch up those areas. And now I'm doing more of like just a technique because I want to fill in those like empty spaces that I showed you and make sure that everything is well coated so that we really get that like aged look that we're going for here. I just love that I love the idea of giving these away as personal touches. I know that I, being somebody that doesn't live even remotely close, not even in the same state where I am originally from, this would, if somebody gave this to me as a gift, like I would love it. Don't know if you just saw that, but I did drop a little glob of paint on this. And to be honest with you, I'm actually not mad about it. It's looking not too bad. That may have been what we needed, guys. We may have just needed a big glob of paint. If you're using those glossy, a glossy map, more paint. If you're using those super absorbent maps, the ones that are gritty, the roadside maps, less paint. So, side note, I actually learned something doing this tutorial as well. I will show you guys something else that I purchased today while we're waiting on the paint to dry that I'm super stoked about. So in the foyer here, which when you walk in our house, there is this very pretty foyer with these 3 archways. And I wanted something that would, some kind of rug, something that would make a statement in the floor. There's this great chair that you've definitely seen in my vlogs that is from like the early 1900s. And it looks like restoration hardware-ish. The fabric that came on it was this like velvety blue fabric, and it honestly was very pretty, but I just wasn't crazy about, it wasn't in great condition. I wasn't crazy about the way that it looked in the condition that it was in. So I chose to rip it up, and what I found underneath was this really great like beige fabric, and it had some kind of print in it. Like you can't really read what it says, but there's letters in it, and I really love the way it looked. So I left it. Show you guys that. So upon opening the door, here is the rug. And it looks so good with that chair. There's Penny. But this is just a gorgeous gray and cream rug. It's got some white in there as well. And then this like little touches of this gold color. And I just love the way that it looks. It's so inviting and just a perfect transition straight into the living room. Just checking in on the map. And it looks a little bit more smudgy on camera, but in person it's not near as streaky. We are good to go ahead and put this in our frame to see how it turns out. Okay guys, and there is the finished product. It looks so good. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Again, it does look a little bit more streaky on camera, but it definitely has that old school vibe of a map, and that's exactly what I was going for. Okay, and that is the finished product. I hope that you all enjoyed this as much as I did. I hope that you liked it and that you recreate this for your homes or give them as gifts. This is super simple. Again, it's only $10 to recreate this. If you decide to do a set of 4. If you decide to do a set of 2, you're looking at $5 and under. I was considering doing a set of 2, honestly, for this wall here in between this archway that separates my kitchen and my living room. Max, say hello. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, I want to see pictures. I want you to tag me in these projects that you do and let me know what you want to see in the future. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I hope that I turned your house into a home. Until next time, guys, see you.